Hi, YouTubers and wet shavers everywhere. It's BarberGeorgeTune.com. I'm back with another Monday morning mailbag. Get yourself a cup of coffee, kick back, relax. Let's talk a little wet shaving and a few other things. What do you got this morning? I've got an old friend. Hang on. That's a wonderful, wonderful cup of coffee and a terrific, terrific aroma for this time of year from Trader Joe's Autumn Maple Coffee. Boy, this is terrific. And the reason why I'm using this morning is because we had some cool weather last week. It didn't get above 60 degrees, maybe 58 degrees was the top high. And it was cool at night, about 45 degrees. And, kind of wet and rainy and just cool. And you could just feel autumn coming on, which is why I'm using this coffee. It's starting to trend a little warmer now, starting to get into the low 60s. The nights are going to be cool. Just some of the most wonderful weather this time of year in Northeast Ohio. We'll have those nice, sunny, autumnal days. Again, they're about 65 degrees, and the nights will be crisp and cool. Very, very satisfying time of year. But that's why we're using Autumn Maple Coffee. It's got that beautiful, beautiful maple aroma to it, and it is a really flavorful cup of coffee. It's a light roast. I'm hoping they have it again in my when I make my next visit to Trader Joe's. I'm hoping they have this because this is terrific. I only have a little bit left, maybe for one more pot of coffee, and that's about it. But a terrific cup of coffee, and I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. Hey, if you're taking me on your morning commute, thanks so much for the lift. I really do appreciate it. Hang on 1 minute. Yeah, that is terrific. And I'm just using my generic diner coffee mug this morning. I'm using it because it's got that nice autumnal kind of color to it. It just reminds me of autumn. So that's why we're using that this morning. And boy, we got some great stuff this morning. I'm looking around the table here, getting a lay of the land here. Boy, got some great stuff to share with you this morning. Thanks to all the viewers who contributed. Again, this channel has the best viewers on YouTube. Thank you so much for the information, your comments, leads on items and wet shaving gear, that sort of thing, and for sending some samples and sending some other things here. Just absolutely wonderful, wonderful viewers out there in the wet shaving community. Really, my sincere thanks to everyone. Just again, I'm looking at it all, trying to organize it. And really, well, here, I'll give you a sneak peek right there, okay? Here's another, okay, sneak peek there, right? Oh, here you go. Check that out a little. I'm just flashing things in front of the camera here so you can kind of get an idea of what we're going to be talking about a little later on in new wet shaving gear. Got some great items from the viewers. Really, absolutely fantastic. But let's kick it off like we do every week with a shaving tip. Got a really nice one this morning. And you know what? So let's just kick it off with a viewer morning shaving tip. Okay, this morning's shaving tip comes from viewer Javier Martinez. Javier, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. And he writes, Dear Mark, let me start by saying thanks for the videos. Please keep them coming. Hey, thanks very much, Javier. I really do appreciate the nice words. Here's a tip that might help some people. I like to use a pre-shave product whenever I can. I feel that it does improve the shave. The other day, I did not have any with me, so I used shave soap as pre-shave. I lightly lathered my face and then massaged the lather into it. When I rinsed my face, I felt my face hydrated and whiskers felt softened and ready to shave. I then proceeded to shave, and it felt like I had used a pre-shave oil. After doing this, I did some research and found out that some barbers actually do this. Maybe this can improve the shave for someone. Thanks again for the videos. Well, Javier, thanks very much for a great tip. This is kind of like we're not seeing the forest for the trees kind of a thing. It's right there in front of us, using a shave soap as a pre-shave. And if you're saying, and from your research, that barbers are doing this, well, then all the better. Thanks for passing the tip along. It's almost like it is a pro tip is what it is, actually. So thanks very much for passing that along. I know that when I'm doing my shave, I like to use a pre-shave, either a pre-shave oil, pre-shave cream, and I really do like the Cube 2.0 pre-shave soap. And, there have been times when, like you, I haven't I don't have the Cube with me, or for whatever reason, I don't have a pre-shave. And I'm thinking, what am I going to use? Well, here's a perfect solution. Just use the shave soap itself as a pre-shave. Brilliant. Really, really terrific shave tip. So that's one to keep in mind, folks. If you don't have a pre-shave oil or cream, or even a pre-shave soap like the Cube laying around, just use your shave soap as your pre-shave. It makes sense. So thanks very much for that shaving tip, Javier. I really do appreciate it. And for you and only you, an original signed George sketch. So please email me your snail mail address at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and I will send this to you post haste. And if you out there would like an original signed George cartoon sketch, just email me a shaving tip. Email that shaving tip to mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com. And if I use it on the morning shaving tip, you too will receive an original signed George cartoon sketch. So Javier, thank you so much for the shaving tip. Really do appreciate it. Okay, we got an extra shave tip this morning from viewer Glenn Martin. And Glenn writes, "Hi Mark, I want to show you how I often use shave soap sticks. I'll first outline the process in storage, then application. I have a wire cheese cutter I never used for cheese and got the idea it would be great for cutting coins of shaving stick soaps. Works like a charm. I suspect you could use a utility type knife with similar results. After I cut the coins, I store them in, you guessed it, used small pill bottles. I put the brand of soap on a Post-it note and slide it in the bottle. Any uncut shave stick soap remaining after I cut some coins, I will also store in used pill bottles as well. Now, the coins I use several ways. Sometimes with a neutral shave puck soap, I'll attach a coin to the puck and brush load for a face lather or bowl lather. Sometimes I just put a coin in a clean shave bowl and do the same. Depending on the thickness of the coin, it can last weeks. Finally, the coins are great for travel. In a small pill bottle, they virtually take up no space. I've attached some pictures for you to see as well. Best regards, Glenn, aka Bug Chief. Wow, Glenn, that's fantastic. I've always thought of just getting a shave soap stick, like an Arco stick, something like that, and cutting it in half and just taking half when I travel to kind of conserve space. But your method takes it even a step or two further, really thinking outside the box. That's absolutely brilliant, because just cutting off a few coins, you could then put each of those coins in a separate little pill bottle with a little label on the inside, and you could take maybe 2 or 3 different scents with you if you're traveling. That's absolutely brilliant. Really, really a terrific method. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Really do appreciate it. So there you go, folks. If you have a cheese cutter or just a utility knife, think about cutting coins off of the shave stick and then pill bottle, labeling them, and you can use them for travel. You can use them for home. Great tip. Thanks very much for sharing it, Glenn. Really do appreciate it. Well, we have some shave den talk this morning. First up is viewer Andrew Hill, who wrote, "Great Monday morning mailbag as usual, Mark. Always a ton of new information." Thanks very much, Andrew. Again, I credit the viewers, best viewers on YouTube. Absolutely wonderful with contributing all their information and comments. Absolutely fantastic. He continues, "My wife and I have moved, so I have a new shave den set up. One side of the sink is the wife's, the other is mine. It works. The top shelf is for my brushes and bowl, the middle for soaps, and the bottom is for aftershaves and balms. Again, great show and have a good week." Hey, that's a really nice setup there. I'm not sure. It might be the way you took the photograph. No, I think it is. I think it's a corner cabinet. That's really, really neat. I like that a lot. And it looks like you got, an Old Spice shaving mug there, and you've got some Parasso green. It looks like some Cella Tabak, some Phoenix shaving with CK6. That's absolutely fantastic. And a nice mug filled with some good razors. Looks like you might have a classic vintage Gillette Super Speed there, if I miss my guess. I'm not entirely sure, but man, what a really, really nice setup. I like that corner cabinet a lot. That's a nice setup. Thanks very much for sharing that with us, Andrew. Really do appreciate it. Tex Hudson shared a photo of his shave den on Facebook, and I asked him if I could use it on the program. He said, absolutely. He very, very kindly framed up George, and I am very flattered by that. Thank you so much, Tex. And he's got a nice setup, too. I see John Frum on the top shelf there. Absolutely fantastic choice. Some great Sterling stuff there. He's got some, looks like he's got some Clubman on the left, and some Thayer's right there. What is that? Some Thayer's Balm right there. It's Radiance Balm of some kind. Rose petal, very nice. A great collection of razors in some test tube racks there. And also, it looks like you've got a Schick injector there on the right. At least that's what it looks like. I'm zooming in myself right here. Ever sharp. It looks like injector. It looks like a Schick injector. Good for you. That's also another awesome vintage razor to have in your collection. So again, very flattered that you framed George and displaying in your shave den, Tex. Really, really thanks so much, and thanks for allowing me to share that photo with the viewers. Really do appreciate it, and thanks for posting it on Facebook. That was really, really very, very nice of you. And that's it this week for some shave den photos from some of our viewers. If you would like to showcase your shave den, please snap a few photos of it. Email them to me at mondaymailbag@gmail.com, mondaymailbag@gmail.com, and we'll feature them on the show. Thanks again, gentlemen. Really do appreciate it. Just want to pass along this reminder again about the podcast. The Monday Morning Mailbag is available as a podcast. It's available on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts. So if you don't have the time to sit in front of the television set and watch the Monday Morning Mailbag, it's available as a podcast, so you can listen to it as, say, you're driving into work on your morning commute, something like that, or at your own leisure. Whenever you want to listen to the show, it's available as a podcast. And we also have another program up there in the podcast called Second Cup, where we kind of fill in the holes of things we might have missed on the Monday Morning Mailbag. So again, Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Google Podcasts all carry the Monday Morning Mailbag and more podcast. If you're not seeing it or you're having problems, please drop us a line at mondaymailbag at gmail.com. mondaymailbag at gmail.com. We'll look into it and we'll try to get it sorted for you. So just want to let you know. And the podcast is really starting to increase with listeners. So thank you all very much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. I'm having a great time doing Second Cup and hope to ramp that up a little bit as we go forward. Lots of great stuff to talk about in the wet shaving world. So thanks again to everyone who tunes in to the podcast. Really do appreciate it. Well, the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup is coming up on us fast. Saturday, October 15th, 2022, from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Wow, it's going to be here before you know it, so get your tickets. I'll have a link below where you can get tickets, where you can also get additional information. Again, the Ohio Wet Shavers Meetup, Saturday, October 15th, 2022, from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. in Columbus, Ohio. Links are below for tickets and additional information. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope to see you there. It's coming up on us fast, so if you're planning on going, get tickets now. I'll see you there. Well, what do you know? Coffee's getting low. That time of the show. Let's go back for a refill. Well, I hope you're enjoying a cup of coffee with me this morning. I hope you went back for a refill. I sure did. Nothing better than a great shave in the morning and a nice hot cup of coffee. Let me tell you, hang on. Absolutely wonderful, absolutely fantastic. Now, you may have noticed I got a little bit of a nick here. You might have seen this right here. It's on my left side here on my jawline, close to my chin. Now, I don't like nicking myself. It happens once in a blue moon, but this was rather fortuitous. It was a good opportunity because there's a new product in new shaving gear that figures into all this. You probably saw me tease it, the one in the green box right here. We'll talk about that in new shaving gear. So it kind of worked out. I don't know. I purchased this product and I ended up needing to use it. So we'll talk about that as well. But we also have some great topics and comments here in the refill segment. Let's kick it off with Bowtie RN, who wrote, I agree with that Adam's apple technique. I pull up the skin above the Adam's apple for top half, then half swallow and pull down the skin for the bottom half. This is the only way I can get the spot without blood. Hey, Bowtie RN, thanks very much for confirming this technique. We talked about it in a previous Monday morning mailbag on how you could shave around your Adam's apple by doing a swallow or a half swallow, that sort of thing. Mark Bagwell wrote, I describe it as a half swallow and the Adam's apple goes down. But I'm like you, I don't have that problem. What did your coffee mug say? Well, the last week's coffee mug was Merry Melodies, and it was the last hungry cat. So that was a really fun coffee mug to have. If you haven't seen it, check out last week's episode, and you'll see that coffee mug. Have you tried the PAA Cavendish and Cider House 5? I've tried Cider House 5. Cider House 5 is an absolutely wonderful fall scent to use. Absolutely fantastic. I've talked about it already, and it's been re-released. Again, I think this is the 10th year running. As far as PAA Cavendish, I have not tried that. That's one that I'm going to have to use. Now, he also says Rodney has a very nice setup. Rodney Ripplinger shared some of his shaving den photos and that sort of thing. But he also wrote this, Mark, the W.M. Neumann balm is in a heavy glass apothecary bottle. I didn't order the aftershave lotion, but I'm thinking it will be in glass as well. Let's talk about the balm. I put some on last night. Earlier, I had used Parasso. I'm telling you, there is no comparison. The Neumann balm, the best moisturizer balm I've ever used. It's a non-greasy formula that soaks in the skin very quickly. I can't say enough about the balm. I have 3, the 1907, the 1911, and Heartwood. All are great, but the 1911 is my favorite so far. Speaking of boar brushes, I'm like you. I always have to reload for the third pass and touch-ups. To me, it's not a big deal, but some people complain about having to reload. I don't see the problem with it. You know what? If you saw my review I did last Friday with this boar brush that Mark Bagwell sent along, I didn't have to reload for that third pass. That was amazing. This Zenith 80R is a wonderful, wonderful boar brush. If you're looking for a boar brush, boy, the Zenith is a good one. Omega is good too, and I rate them Zenith, Omega, and Semogue in that order. Now I'm going to have to use, to be fair, I'm going to have to use the Semogue again to see, what I may be missing. There might be some really good, it might have some really, really good qualities there too. But boy, that Zenith was really, really good. And I like the Omega, but boy, that Zenith really, really sings. And again, I didn't have to go back into the puck to get that third lathering pass. I was really, really impressed by that. But then again, maybe next time around with a different shave soap, I might have to. We'll see. We'll see. He goes on to say, you are correct on the washers. M5. Yeah, if you want to know about washers that we use between the handle and the base plate, I was wondering if they were M5. Mark Bagwell confirmed that. M5, and he says, I always use them. They can get the M5 washers everywhere. Amazon, Walmart, that sort of thing. I think you can get them on eBay as well. As far as Neumann's balm, it's expensive, but absolutely fantastic. Well, you know what? We probably could have talked about the Neumann's products and new shaving gear, but we had already talked about them. Mark Bagwell introduced them to us, and I want to do some follow-up here in Refill, his comments regarding it. So, Mark, thanks very much for following up with that. And he says, Mark, oh my gosh, I forgot that when I ordered more from WM Neumann, I had added aftershave samples. And since they are out of old-fashioned soda aftershave, I wasn't counting on it being in the 8 samples, but it was. I love it. Smells just like a root beer float. Awesome. But I noticed this. It's true, they are out of the old-fashioned soda aftershave, but they still have the balm. So, folks, there you go. If you want to try the old-fashioned soda scent, it's available in the balm. I'm ordering some right now. Also love the Absolute 0 scent. Hard to describe, but it's awesome. From now on, I'm using Neumann balms exclusively. Wow. WM Neumann has a new fan in Mark Bagwell. Mark, thanks for passing along the endorsement. Really do appreciate it. William Murphy wrote, nice shave, Mark. Goat's milk, very interesting. When my hands get slippery, I just run them once along an alum block, and that solves the slippery fingers. Yeah, William, thanks for reminding us again. We've mentioned this in the past, but it's always a great reminder. That little trick is a great reminder. Now, I first learned that from Steve the Daily Shaver from Down Under. Hi, Steve. How are you? He's got a really nice shaving channel. I'll link it again. Wonderful guy. And I first saw that demonstrated on his channel, and I thought that was great. It's always a great reminder that we can just wet our fingers a little bit, pass them over the alum block, and it will increase the grip on our razor handle. So thanks very much for reminding us of that. Really do appreciate it. Al Spencer wrote, Mark, I just keep it simple. Quick blot with the towel and put the block in the original case. Never any deterioration problem. Now, this is in regards to a question we had in a previous Monday morning mailbag about drying off an alum block. And I was saying that I dry off my alum block, but with the no-slip grip and the dry dock system from Phoenix Shaving, I just give it a little bit of a shake and put it in the dry dock, and I'm good to go, and I'm done. But if I'm using any other alum block, I will just blot it dry on the towel, as Al does. So thanks very much for confirming that, Al. Really do appreciate it. Oh, and here's what he mentions about my cartoon. At the end of the show, you'll see a George comic strip. He writes, oh, the cartoon was also great today. I've always joked about that. I chuckle when I see a person that does all that running, then circles the parking lot to get to the closest space. As always, your 3MB never disappoints, Al. Now, if you didn't see the cartoon that he's referring to, check out last week's Monday morning mailbag. It has to do with exercise and that sort of thing. Just hit those little timestamps there, go to last laugh, and that'll take you right to the comic strip. You can get a quick look at it. Better that you read it rather than me try to describe it. But I understand what Al is saying. Absolutely. It has to do with exercise and that sort of thing. Yeah. Thanks very much for the comment, Al. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Westlake, that's spelled Wesleyk. I think that's how it's pronounced. I hope that's how it's pronounced. He wrote, first time I heard about the Adam's apple technique, it was described as a half swallow and hold. I tried it, and by golly, it worked. I just don't remember whose video it was. I was listening with a cup of Valhalla Java by Death Wish coffee. We here enjoy it a lot. It has an extra kick. Thanks for another great 3MB. Hey, Westlake, thanks for the coffee recommendation too. I'm going to have to look into that. Just the name Valhalla sounds awesome. Sounds like it would have an extra kick. And thanks for confirming the Adam's apple technique. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Mike H. wrote, hi, Mark. Great Monday morning mailbag. Thank you. An extensive set of wonderful topics as always. I'm drinking my usual Starbucks Veranda Blend K-Cup while watching this first half of the show at work. I usually finish the rest of the show at home in the early evening. Just to mention that I received my Karve Christopher Bradley stainless steel Overlander razor last week. I have been shaving with it since last Wednesday morning. A really enjoyable and efficient razor. I have been using my favorite blade, the Gillette Nasset, and have been very happy with my shaves. I need to change blades tomorrow morning, and I'm thinking about using a feather blade. I think it will be a good choice. I'll let you know how it works out. I hope you have a great start to the week. Be safe and be well. Best regards as always, Mark. Mike, I love my Karve Overlander. Fernie Beck, thank you very much again. I have it in brass. It's absolutely wonderful. I love that razor. I think a feather blade is going to be fine. I believe I've used the feather blade in it. It's wonderful. I've used the Persona blades that Jimmy V very kindly sent along. These were great as well. Absolutely. The Karve Overlander is a marvelous, marvelous razor. And as I've mentioned before, I like the handle. It has that that yesteryear kind of look and feel to it. So absolutely love it. Enjoy that stainless steel version. It's a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic razor. Absolutely fantastic. And wrapping up, viewer Ken Frederick did a riff on the 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, slogan that we use in all the video reviews. And he came up with a good hot coffee, a trusty mug, let the caffeine go to work, gentlemen. Yeah, absolutely. We put it into a nice moving logo here, and we'll be using that every week. So my thanks to Ken Frederick for coining that. You'll be seeing that every week. That's absolutely fantastic. Love that, Ken. Thanks so much for that contribution. And that's it this week for another great refill segment. Thanks to everyone who contributed. Really, really do appreciate it. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's check out some new shaving gear. Okay, I teased this early on, and I'm going to show you this right now. Viewer Jimmy V very, very kindly sent to the channel a Simpson shaving brush, but not any Simpson shaving brush. No, no, no. He sent along, see if you can see this on the back right here. Okay, see what that is? This is a special edition M7 synthetic butterscotch shaving brush right here. We're going to unbox it right here, right now. This is absolutely beautiful. I will have a link to the Simpson website where you can get all the information on this and order one for yourself. It's absolutely beautiful. My sincere thanks to Jimmy V. This is absolutely gorgeous. But again, just wrapped in there like that. It's wrapped. I have not looked at it. I've seen the photographs of it, and it's absolutely gorgeous. It looks gorgeous just wrapped up right there. It looks absolutely fantastic. We've got a card here that came with the brush, the use and care of your Simpson shaving brush right here, and also some information on the back side there. If you want to get a screenshot of that and take a look at that, you can do that too, okay? So there you go right there. We'll just set this aside. And the box is just, I love the way that this is embossed here on the labeling is kind of embossed right here on the cover of this. Absolutely fantastic, beautiful, beautiful presentation. So here it is, folks. This is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful shaving brush. Check this out. I'm going to unwrap this for the first time. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Is that beautiful? Look at that. And that's a butterscotch handle. Thanks, Mom. I really do appreciate that, Jimmy. That's absolutely wonderful. Let me give you some specs on this right now. I have the page open right here, and it says the M7 is one of the original Alexander Simpson brush designs predating back to 1919, around the time the company was founded in the East End of London. As such, the handle is synonymous within the shaving aficionado community. It is a brush handle replicated by many other manufacturers many times, but never bettered. This special edition M7 is turned using our stunning faux butterscotch rod and filled with Simpson's unique platinum grade synthetic fiber. Absolutely beautiful. And that is, boy, that is a really nice, boy, it's got some nice backbone there to it. And that is absolutely it's a beautiful soft feeling, but it's got some really, really nice backbone. M7 synthetic badger approximate brush specifications. The overall brush height is 110 millimeters. The handle height is 60 millimeters. The knot loft is 50 millimeters. The knot diameter is 22 millimeters. The ultimate bowl lathering brush. And it's absolutely gorgeous. It says synthetic bristle here on the back. It says M7 Simpson right here in the front. It is a beautiful, beautiful butterscotch color. It's filming a little more yellow than it is than when I'm holding it right here. Might be the lighting that I have on here, but it is a butterscotch color. If you go to the page, you'll see the actual color that this brush is. It's absolutely, it's beautiful. It is absolutely stunning. I am so looking forward to using this. And again, it's got that classic handle design. This absolutely looks like a beautiful brush for daily driver. It even looks to be the perfect size for travel if you want to travel with it. It's absolutely stunning. The M7 brush from Simpson, right there. M7 Simpson. Absolutely beautiful. Thank you so much, Jimmy V. We're going to be doing a review on this first thing now that it's been unboxed. Absolutely stunning, beautiful brush. And again, I love this knot. This knot has really, really nice backbone. I will be using it for a bowl lather and also for a face lather as well. It just looks like it's going to perform very, very well. The handle feels, just right now, feels great in the hand. A very natural feel to it. It just sits in the hand so wonderfully well. This brush looks like it's going to be a favorite. It really is. I mean, it's just absolutely fantastic. And again, they're right. This is a classic handle design you see repeated over and over and over again by other manufacturers. But Simpson, they're the ones that came up with it. So isn't it great to have the originator of this handle made by them? That's absolutely fantastic. So that's it, folks. The M7 Simpson brush. We'll be reviewing this very, very soon. My thanks to Jimmy V. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for contributing this to the channel. Really, really looking forward to reviewing this. Hang in there, folks. I'm going to get a review done. This is absolutely a beautiful, beautiful brush. Thanks again, Jimmy V. Viewer Jacob Heron checked in, and he wrote, watching and catching up on this week's Monday morning mailbag. Great as always. Thanks very much, Jacob. And wanted to add on to the Karve Overlander stainless steel talk. I saw this from the official Karve Instagram page. Wanted to include it in a comment. A lot to write down. I'll provide screenshots of what Chris, the owner, said. And again, Jacob very kindly provided screenshots, and I will have them on screen so you can kind of read along here. So my thanks to Jacob for including this. And we've talked about the Karve Overlander in the refill segment, but it's also new shaving gear, and this gives you a little more detail on how you can get one if you're interested. And they write here, we have stainless steel Overlanders ready. They're going to be a regular product, just like the stainless steel Christopher Bradley. So production is ongoing, meaning if the limited drop sells out, more are already coming. Here's a quick overview of how we're going to release them. The razors will originally be sold through a product listing with stock that is ready to ship. These razors will be shipped with our standard lead time. Once those are sold, the listing will convert to one that places you in our queue. As razors become ready, they'll be shipped per the queue. The listings will be identical, but the queue-based one will make it crystal clear that it is a pre-order. This means the razor will always be available, not just when we add finished stock to the store. This is based directly off of the feedback we've received. Limited drops with top-ups work well for us because we set the pace, but they are frustrating for anyone that missed out, especially if they miss out on several drops in a row. Eventually, and this really depends on how many razors are sold and how quickly, the lead time may get too far out, and we may close the listing to give us a chance to catch up. Also, we're allowing handle substitutions right off the bat. The listing will have the same configuration widget that we recently added to the Knopf pommel razors. You can pick from any of the 5 Argyle handles, and the Overlander handle will be available in all 5 lengths. Though, depending on the popularity of handle substitutions, lead time may increase if we have to make more. We've got matching stainless stands too. The handles and stands from the Christopher Bradley and the Overlander are interchangeable. The razor will be priced at Canadian $239, regardless of your handle choice, and the stands are Canadian $75. We don't have heads available yet, but they will be in the future. The listing will open tomorrow at noon, September 9th, 2022 at noon. Well, that's already come and gone already, but there's some overview on how the ordering of the stainless steel razors will take place. My thanks to Jacob for passing this information along. I'm sure it's probably still applicable to how things go. Hopefully you order one, you get it as soon as possible. If you don't get it right away, or you see the pre-order cue, kind of that sort of thing, you'll understand what's going on. So my thanks to Jacob Heron for passing along that information and passing along the screenshots. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Bill Murphy checked in with a travel bag that he recently used on vacation. And he wrote, Mark, my wife and I just returned from a 2-week trip. We drove from the Chicago area to New Mexico, Arizona, and Texas, then back home. I thought I would tell you about the toiletry bag I used. Boy, it sure did hold a lot of my stuff. And by the way, that's the Anst Large Capacity Hanging Travel Toiletry Bag for women and men. That's spelled ANNCED. It's available on Amazon. On the left side flap, I stored my toothbrush, toothpaste, nasal spray, comb, and 2 tubes of prescription creams. On the right side flap, I stored a Taubach shave stick, Cremo shave cream for when I used my Norelco razor, and PAA Star Jelly. That would be the Bailey's Irish Coffee Star Jelly. In the middle main compartment, I stored my razor case that had my Rockwell 6S razor and a 10-pack of Gillette Wilkinson blades, a 1-liter mouthwash bottle, shampoo, full size, contact lens solution bottle, shaving brush in a PAA shave brush case, PAA bath soap, boom, lather in travel soap dish, PAA alum block in a travel soap dish, Cremo hair cream jar, and a Norelco razor for use when we wanted to get up, eat breakfast, and get on the road. In the top middle flap, 2 pillowcases, spare contact lenses, earplugs, nose strips, and nail clippers. I think that is everything. By the way, the soap dishes have a small sponge-like material at the bottom to help drying. When I first got this bag, I was disappointed in the size, even though I knew the sizes before I ordered it, because it looked so small, but was pleasantly surprised on how much I was able to fit in it. Feel free to share this information. I was going to take pictures of the full bag before we left, but we were running behind our schedule, and when we got back, I was just too tired to do it. Well, that's okay. We've got some pictures from Amazon and the site and that sort of thing, and it looks like a beautiful bag. So that's absolutely fine. William, thank you for sharing this. We really do appreciate it. Again, holidays are going to be coming up soon, so people are going to be traveling to see family and friends. This might be a really good selection for that. He wraps up by saying our trip took to a quick stop in Dodge City, Santa Fe, and Gallup, New Mexico for shopping for Native American jewelry. Then on to Arizona to the Painted Desert and Petrified Forest. From there, we traveled to Granbury, Texas, which is just south of Fort Worth, Texas, to visit my wife's sister and husband. One of the places they took us to was the stockyards in Fort Worth. Located there is the new John Wayne Museum. What a great place to visit. My wife is not a big fan of the Duke, but she really had a great time and enjoyed the exhibits, as did I. If you are ever in the area, I highly recommend going there. Another place they took us to was Fossil Rim Wildlife Center. Great place to visit and feed the animals. And we'll have all the links to these various items that he discussed in the description below. One that is also a nice one is the Kanka Hard Travel Case for a double-edged razor. A long-handled Merkur will fit in there, as well as a long-handled Weishi double-edged razor. That looks like a really, really nice case. And the toiletry bag looks absolutely fantastic, as do the other travel items that you have here, the soap holders and for the soap holders for the alum blocks and that sort of thing. So thanks very much for sharing that, William. I'm glad you had a wonderful, safe trip. You and your wife had a great time, it sounds like. And thanks very much for sharing the items that you took along the travel. And again, as I say, getting to be the holidays before you know it. And folks will probably be traveling to see family and friends and may be looking for a razor case or a toiletry bag. Thanks so much for sharing this. Really do appreciate it. Speaking of travel, let me show you what I found on Amazon recently. Now, I teased it early in the show, this green package right here. Here it is right here. This is Barber Up green sticks plus styptic pencil, a 3-pack. Yeah, this is a 3-pack of styptic pencils, but what they call their green sticks. Let me show you the travel styptic pencils right there. You get 3 of them right there in the package, and then you have what they call here, you can see right there on top, they're green sticks. Okay, let me just pull out the styptic pencil here. Here's one of these travel styptic pencils right here. It is a nice travel size. It has a tube that will cover the styptic pencil, has a nice base that you can hang on to, and just run this under some cold water and go ahead and apply it to your nick if you happen to get a nick while you're shaving. Really nice size and a terrific travel size. So I thought that was really nice. You get 3 of these, but you also get this product right here. You get this, which is called Green Sticks. It looks like a book of matches, but these are actually kind of like styptic sticks. And you can see I've already used one because, yes, I nicked myself when I had a shave a few days ago. Now, I was using my Council razor, which is a wonderful razor. It was just operator error, plus the fact that I turned it up a little too high. I was about 3.5, a little higher than that, and that really is getting up there for me. I should have really kept this at 3, 2 3/4, 3, something like that. It's a wonderful razor, but you know what? I just think it might have been operator error. But anyhow, I did end up nicking myself, and I decided, well, hey, I had just purchased these. I purchased them with the idea of using them when I went to my nephew's wedding in Newark, Ohio. It arrived late. So after I got back home, it had arrived. So I decided, well, I'll have another shave and use it. And I ended up nicking myself. But luckily I had these. So I decided, well, I'm going to give them a try. And like I say, all you do is pull it off it's like a book of matches, and then you apply it, and it worked really, really well. This was a wonderful product. So there is another option for when you travel and you want to take some styptic with you. You can take these green sticks from Barber Upp, or you can take one of their travel styptic pencils, or you can take both, throw them both in your DOP kit, and then you've got you got both options. But I thought this was a really good product. I was, again, I bought it just to have in my DOP kit when I went away for the weekend to my nephew's wedding in Newark, Ohio. And you know what? It didn't arrive, so I just threw in a larger styptic pencil and didn't need it. But when I came back home, these were waiting for me. And, son of a gun, I had to use them because I nicked myself. But, it happens once in a blue moon. But it's nice to have something like this. And it is healing up nicely. It really is. And I can tell you that using a mild razor and a nice sharp blade like the Persona blade right here in the white wrapper, it just seems that it's healed up so where I'm having shaves and it's not aggravating everything. It's just sliding right over it. So I know that this really did the trick, healing it up, closing it up, sealing it up, so that the shaves I've had afterward have been really nice and comfortable. And again, the mild razor and the sharp blade have not been opening that up or aggravating it. So this really did a nice job. So that's Barber Upp Green Sticks plus Styptic Pencil 3-pack from Amazon. I'll have a link below in case you're interested in it. It was a shame I wasn't able to take it with me when I traveled, but I have it for future travels. So I'll pass it along. I'll have a link below. Viewer High Tech Hillbilly came across a new shave cream and wanted to share it with viewers. It's from artiusman.com. That's spelled ARTIUSMAN.com. artiusman.com. I believe that's how it's pronounced. artiusman.com. Anyhow, High Tech Hillbilly wrote, I ordered some shave cream that is arriving today. I wasn't sure what I was ordering was what I wanted. I emailed customer support. They said it's designed to be used without water. When I asked if you could use a shaving brush, he said yes. Just dip it in and lather with it. No water. I'm assuming it won't last long. But it's tea tree smell, and this is the only one I found that has it. Well, that's very interesting. Please, High Tech Hillbilly, let us know how it works. I'm really curious about this myself. So I'll link it below, folks. artiusman.com, High Tech Hillbilly. I'm really looking forward to getting a review from you so I can pass it on to viewers. Let us know how it works out. artiusman.com. Shaving cream, no water. We'll see what happens. Looking forward to hearing from you, High Tech Hillbilly. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Andrew Hill shared the following. I've been wanting to try a Badger brush. I know synthetics are great and I love them, but I wanted to try the feel of a Badger, not to mention it's kind of old school using one. I found this on Amazon. Great brush. Not expensive and it performs well. No loss of hairs and no animal smell at all. I've had it about a month now, and as you can see, it's bloomed out wonderfully. A nice option for someone who would like to try one without breaking the bank. I've included the link. Thank you again for all you do in putting this together. Now, this is the BRV Men 100% Pure Badger Shaving Brush. It's a 24 millimeter knot, has a heavy resin handle. So I will link that below. Thanks very much for providing that to the viewers, Andrew. I really do appreciate it. He seems to like it. He says it's a great value. It's a great brush. If you're looking for a Badger brush, this might be one to try. So thanks again for that, Andrew. Really do appreciate it. Speaking of shaving brushes, viewer John Kaczynski checked in with this. Hi, Mark. I hope all is well with you. I clicked on the Amazon link you shared for the Zenith 80R and found them to be out of stock with no date available as to when they will be back in stock. I did see that they had the Zenith 80N available. I looked at the description and it appeared to me to be the same brush as the 80R except for the black color. I figured they were probably the same brush and assumed the R stood for red, rosso in Italian, and the N stood for black, nero in Italian, since the Zenith is made in Italy. Anyway, for only $9.99, I took the plunge and bought the 80N. So I was hoping maybe you or your viewers could confirm this and let them know this other option is available. With warmest regards, John Kaczynski. Hey, John, thanks very much. I think they're the same brush. I really do. I think your logic is spot on here. R is red and is nero for black. That's what I'm thinking. There's also a Euro version available for $9.99. It's in white. The handle's white. I'll link all three of those. As a matter of fact, I linked all of those in the review I did of the Zenith 80R this past Friday. I linked the red-handled one because it could be back in stock. That's why I wanted to also add that link. But you're right, it's out of stock, and I apologize. But thank you so much for pointing out the 80N. I think this is the same brush. So hopefully other viewers in the know will know and inform us if that is so. I think you're right. But anyhow, I'll have links to all three of those brushes, and perhaps the 80R will be available again by the time this airs. If not, there are the other two options. The Zenith brush is fantastic. For $10, I don't think you can go wrong. It absolutely is a fantastic, fantastic shaving brush. And I think you're right. The only difference between the R and the N is the color of the handle. So thanks again for pointing that out, John. I really, really do appreciate it. Viewer Tim Whitcup sent along a couple of items. The first is the Yintal adjustable safety razor. It's available from Amazon. It's less than $35, and it looks a lot like the Global Shave Excalibur that I reviewed on the channel. Now, the Yintal has a little more ornate plating. It's less than $35. But if it is similar to the Excalibur, boy, it's a terrific, terrific razor. I like this Excalibur a lot. It is adjustable from 1 to 9. It's twist to open. It has some beautiful heft and weight. Really terrific adjustable razor at a really, really nice price point. I'll link both of these razors. You can kind of compare them. He also sent along some information from Sharpologist. And on the Sharpologist page, they write, recently, Italian wet shaving and grooming brand Mondial 1908 launched in the U.S. They sent me some of their products, so I've been doing some Mondial Shave of the Day shaves, and I wanted to share my impressions of the products I received. I will link to that Sharpologist column and article so you can kind of be introduced to the Mondial shaving experience and what they have to offer. So thanks very much to Tim for passing along those two items. Really do appreciate it. Well, I got a nice surprise in the mail from viewer Rodney Ripplinger. Rodney, thank you very, very much. He very kindly sent some shave soap from Farmhouse North. This is Ice Woods, number 2, Ice Woods. Boy, is this a fabulous scent. This is awesome. This is the perfect scent. You can use it year round, but this is the perfect scent going from autumn right into winter. This is named beautifully, a fantastic name, Ice Woods. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to using and reviewing this. And Jen from Farmhouse North very kindly sent along this note, and she writes, "Hey Mark, Rodney sent you a gift. I'm sending a sample of the new aftershave milk gel to test out as well." Here it is right here, folks. Enjoy, Jen. Jen, thank you very much for sending along this sample. Really looking forward to using it. It's Ice Woods as well. Really looking forward to reviewing the shave soap and the Ice Woods Milk Gel Aftershave. Fantastic, fantastic. Again, the one thing I like about the Farmhouse North product is they give you 4.5 ounces worth of shave soap, but they put it in a container. It gives you a lot of room to get your brush in there, build a lather. So that if you're building a lather, you can paint it on. You load the brush, you can do a face lather. Really, really do like that. And of course, I've reviewed Farmhouse North before. Really a wonderful performing shave soap. Really like it a lot. But this Ice Woods scent is really, really terrific. And I'm really looking forward to the aftershave milk gel. That is really unique. So it comes in a neat bottle here. Looks like it's a pump applicator as well right there. So really looking forward to trying this out. Also, I believe Jen very kindly included this sample of Havana Nights shave soap. Wow, is this scent? Boy, this is a great scent. And the name just captures the scent, Havana Nights. This is fantastic. I'm really looking forward to reviewing this as well. So my thanks to Rodney Ripplinger. Rodney, thank you very, very much for the Ice Woods. Really do appreciate it. Jen, thank you for including the aftershave milk gel. And whoever included the sample, you or Rodney, thank you very, very much. Thank you to you both. Really, really do appreciate it. Looking forward to reviewing this. We'll put a review together on this, folks, as soon as possible. Just two great scents and really two wonderful, really a really good performing shave soap. Farmhouse North is a really nice performing shave soap, but both of these scents have just really captured my imagination. Again, the Ice Woods, this is perfect for fall right into winter. Absolutely wonderful. You can use it year-round, though. And Havana Nights, yeah, absolutely captures what this scent is. So looking forward to reviewing all three of these items. Thank you very much, Rodney. Thank you very, very much, Rodney. And thank you very much, Jen. Really do appreciate it. This is just a follow-up on what viewer Beth Jones told us regarding Supply's new formula shaving cream. Beth very kindly sent us the original formula shaving cream. This was the crisp right here, 4 ounces in a glass jar. This was nice. This made a nice lather. I really enjoyed it. But Beth informed us of a new formula and a new packaging that Supply is offering. And here it is. I decided to get some. And here it is right here. I went ahead and I got the Citrus and Basil Ultra Lather Shaving Cream. And I used it right before cameras rolled, and boy, this really is a wonderful improvement. Now, the original was very good. I liked it, but boy, this is a really wonderful, wonderful improvement. Now, the one that I have here, the original one here is called Crisp. Now, this is now called Bergamot and Juniper. It is woody and masculine, like walking among conifer-covered peaks. Yeah, it really does have that organic, earthy kind of vibe to it. Absolutely. And again, the original was very, very good. But boy, this new formula really does lather very, very well. I really enjoyed the shave with it today. Really, really terrific. And of course, this is the Citrus and Basil. And the Citrus and Basil was previously known as Coastal. And notes of bergamot, cedar, and oak moss. Beachy and citrusy like a midsummer's day in southern Italy. That captures it exactly. Really terrific. It does have a little bit of an earthy, organic kind of under note, lower note to it. But yeah, it definitely has that beachy and citrusy feel to it. Yeah, it is really delightful. It really does. But there is also that earthy quality to it. So I really enjoyed the lather that it developed, and I enjoyed the scent. I followed up with some Brut. European Brute. It was just a great follow-up to this, and I had an absolutely delightful shave with it. Really wonderful. I'm looking forward to shaving with it again. It is really terrific. So that's it right there. Supply Ultra Lather Shaving Cream. This is their new formula in their new packaging. It's about 3.4 ounces. The original jar was about 4 ounces, so they're probably in the same ballpark there. But yeah, I like the new container, and I like the fact that it is a little more compact, a little more squat, and looks like it'll travel well. You can see where I got a dollop of it right there. And it just made heaps and heaps of lather. I mean, it just was really wonderful. So looking forward to shaving with it again on camera to show you how well it works. I did a face lather with it. It was great. And again, it gave me a lot of protection. It even protected me from opening up this nick here. The razor just glided right across that. No problems at all. So I was really happy about that. So it gave me a lot of slickness and a lot of protection. So again, the nick came in handy when testing this out. So that's from Supply, their new formula Ultra Lather Shaving Cream. This is citrus and basil. I really enjoy this scent a great deal. So again, my thanks to Beth Jones for pointing this out to us. I'm just doing a little bit of follow-up. Grab some for myself. Going to review it very soon. So thanks again, Beth. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Jim from Northfield checked in, and he wrote, "Hey Mark, this is my latest acquisition from eBay, the Gillette Executive Adjustable, aka Gold Fatboy. I got a great price and it works great. I'll tell you this, gather up these vintage Gillettes because one day they will be scarce and very pricey. This particular model is on the rare side and very expensive. This one I'll use. My new old stock razor with case and blades will be strictly for display only due to its worth. Well, I hope you have a great week. Happy shaving, Jim." That is absolutely great to hear. And it also reminds us of Adam Smith, also known as Slick on Facebook. He will drop certain vintage razors and vintage brushes and that sort of thing from time to time on his Facebook page. I'll link him below in case you're interested in finding one of these great vintage razors that Jim from Northfield has talked about. So yeah, these are really wonderful razors. And if you can't find anything on eBay or at a yard sale, contact Adam Smith. As I say, he's always updating his Facebook page with his latest vintage finds. And if you're also looking for something specific, give him a call, drop him a line, and he might be able to locate it for you. So that is Adam Smith, also known as Slick on Facebook. So my thanks to Jim and my thanks to Adam. Really do appreciate it. And that wraps up this week's New Wet Shaving Gear segment. Thanks to everyone who contributed. We'll do it again next week. Okay, let's get to some of these questions and comments. Viewer John Heeman asked the following question: why did you apply the pre-shave cube, rinse, and apply it again? Is that a normal technique for a cold shave? No, not really a cold shave. It's got nothing to do with the cold shave. You could use this cube for a cold shave, a warm shave, it doesn't matter. But this is how you use the cube. You wet your face, you apply it, and then you work it in and wash your face with it, degrease your skin. And then you wet your face again after you rinse, wet the face again, and then work this in to your skin and then massage it in and then use that as a pre-shave base. Then you can lather over that. That's how it's to be used. The instructions on the Phoenix Shaving product page are the following. Quote, directions: before shaving, wash face with cube. This degreases the face. Immediately before applying lather, wet and rub cube against the grain. Do not rinse off. Apply lather on top. You need only apply cube before first pass. Boom! Unquote. Yeah, that's it exactly. That's how I use it. Now, early on when I first got the cube, and I love using the cube, I would just apply it and then lather over it. And then viewers pointed out, hey, you know what? You really should be cleaning your face with it first and then reapplying it and working into a nice pre-shave kind of a base. So that's what I do with it now. And I'll link the Cube below so that you can get one. Just click on the link and it'll take you right to the page. It really is a fantastic pre-shave. And since discovering the Cube, I really haven't used pre-shave oils or creams that often. I'll use them, but boy, this is my main go-to right here. Really, really do like the Cube. And it's got CK6 in it, which will really boost any other kind of lather out there, any other kind of shave soap or shave cream when you're lathering it. It'll really, really, kind of plus it up, really boost it. So I really do like it. But yeah, you can use the Cube, cold water, warm water, it doesn't matter. What I was doing there had no bearing on whether it was a cold water shave or warm water shave. That's just how you use the Cube. I hope you try one, John. It really is a really terrific, terrific item. And thanks very much for the question. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Jonathan Nichols shared the following. Now, his last name is spelled Niccolls. I believe that's pronounced Nichols. Jonathan, I hope I got that right. Anyhow, Jonathan wrote, "Today was the day I took the plunge and bought this for my first DE safety razor." Now, he's referring to the King C Gillette. He left this comment in the review I did on the King C Gillette safety razor. He continues, "I had a gift card on Amazon, so I got it at a lower price. I bought this razor for two reasons. One, your recommendation, and two, this was the same brand and type of DE razor that was found in the recovery of items on the RMS Titanic. My first shave with it was this morning. I like the weight. Thanks for your primer on how to wet shave with the DE safety razor. It should be required viewing for everyone getting into DE wet shaving. I got a really close shave with it, and it is a different experience from shaving with a cartridge razor. I appreciate you saying in almost all your videos to, quote, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, unquote. That kept the, quote, danger factor, unquote, at bay. Thanks for your reviews, and I look forward to your next videos." Well, hey, Jonathan, thanks very much for the very, very kind word. Very, very kind words. And I think you made a very good selection as your first double-edged safety razor. The King C Gillette is really a wonderful, wonderful razor. It is mild. It is smooth. It delivers a nice, close, efficient shave. It really is terrific. And I like the weight as well. I like the barbershop kind of knurling that it has. I think that's like a barber pole kind of striping knurling on the upper part of the handle there. And it just feels great in the hand. It looks great. It is a good weight. And it just really delivers a nice, mild, efficient shave. It's a perfect razor for a beginner wet shaver. I'm so glad you're having good wet shaving experiences with it. It really is terrific. And yes, 30 degrees, a light touch. Let the razor do all the work, gentlemen. That is so true, which is why I say it in every shave. And I'm glad that it served as a reminder to you, because that technique, 30 degrees, a light touch, let the razor do all the work, gentlemen, really does help when you're learning the traditional wet shave. Absolutely. And I'm glad I say it all the time, because it also reminds me to use a light touch and let the razor do all the work. Now, regarding the Titanic, I did some reading on the Titanic at the 100th anniversary of its sinking, and I read every book I can get my hands on that 100th anniversary year. And it was talked about a lot of these items being recovered from the ship and that sort of thing. One of the remarkable things about the Titanic, when the cameras went down there, and this was amazing, I can't remember the name of the phenomenon, but this was really amazing. They were, as the cameras were going down through the ship, they would see one room where someone was staying that was completely destroyed. And the room next to it was intact, as if nothing happened to it. Everything was in its place. That was what's so amazing. There were things on tables and the bedding and countertops, glasses and other items were not, they didn't fall off. They were right there as if the ship was still floating on the surface. It was really, really amazing to read about this kind of phenomenon. So I'm thinking maybe they recovered those razor items from those kinds of rooms that were left intact, and or maybe they recovered a lot of items from those kinds of rooms. I don't know how many were like that, but they did discuss the phenomenon in one of the books I read. It was really, really fascinating. So thanks for the mention of the razor, the type of razor and the brand of razor that was found in some of the items recovered from the Titanic. I would assume that the Gillette razor was one that was used by many, many male passengers. And so, yeah, it just makes sense that they would recover a Gillette or a Gillette type razor or a three-piece safety razor. I know there were some brands that were made in Europe and marketed to Europe, so maybe some of those were also recovered, not so much Gillette, but maybe some other European brands. Really, really interesting piece of history, and to know that, yeah, it is kind of neat to know that we're using a safety razor and a safety razor brand that was used, more than 100 years ago by men traveling on a Titanic and traveling around the country and, going across the Atlantic on some of these other steamships. Really kind of amazing. I also have a razor that's 100 years old, belonged to my grandfather. I believe it belonged to my grandfather, the Gillette old type. Just really amazing that a razor that's 100 years old can still deliver a really nice, close, comfortable shave. So again, Jonathan, thanks very much for trying out the King C Gillette. I'm so glad that it's working for you. Thanks for your little bit of a history lesson there with the Titanic. I'm really interested in that because, as I say, I did a lot of reading about the Titanic in the 100th year anniversary, and I'm really interested now in following up and learning more about some of the wet shaving gear that they recovered from the RMS Titanic. So thanks very much for that. Really do appreciate it. Viewer Lionel Perez had a couple of questions for us, and his last name is spelled P-E-R-E-S. I believe it's pronounced Perez. I hope that's correct, Lionel Perez. Hope I got it right. Anyhow, he asked, hello, great and useful video. I was wondering how people pack their shaving brush when traveling. Also, what sort of maintenance, if any, do you do on the shaving brush? Thanks. Lionel, I'll take the second question first. As far as maintenance, I like to use synthetic shaving brushes like this Vikings Blade Dark Raven. Boy, these things just clean up in a snap. They're great for face lathering. They're great for bowl lathering. Synthetic brushes are soft. They just whip up a wonderful, wonderful lather. And the only maintenance that I do on them so far is just to make sure that they're thoroughly cleaned after my shave. That means I'm getting all that lather and cream out of the knot, and I'm making sure to really shake off all that excess water out of the knot, give it a little bit of buff on a towel, and then it's probably 85 to 95% dry, and just hang it up, and it's ready for the next shave. Synthetic knots are wonderful. Now, I'll invite viewers to share their cleaning experiences, their cleaning routines with their brushes, whether they be synthetic, Badger, boar brushes, that sort of thing. But so far, that's all I've been doing, is just making sure that they're rinsed thoroughly and they're dried thoroughly. And that's what I've been doing so far. Now, last week, we talked about a product called Zingari Man Brush Cleaner. That is something you can look into to cleaning out your brush if you want to clean out your brush. But so far, I just make sure that the knot is free of any buildup of cream or lather, and that I really rinse it well, shake out that excess water, and let it dry. And it seems to work for me so far. So I haven't had to do any additional cleaning on it. But again, I like to use synthetic brushes. There might be a little bit of maintenance, a little more maintenance with, say, a Badger brush or a boar brush. But I haven't had to do that just yet. I might find myself in that situation. But again, to the viewers out there, please share your routines for cleaning your shaving brushes below, and we can share those on an upcoming Monday morning mailbag. Now, you asked about how people pack their shaving brush when traveling. Well, there are a couple of options out there. You can get a leather brush holder like this. These are nice. This one is from Hide and Drink. This is really terrific. You can take your brush and just insert it in there like that, and then and it's really nice, very stylish, very, very nice. Just terrific leather holder. You can also get one like this. This is another variation on that. Okay, really, really good. But the one brush holder that I used this past weekend when I went to my nephew's wedding came from viewer John Meyer. And here it is right here. And he wrote, "Hello, Mark. As an avid Monday morning mailbag viewer, I thought some of the channel watchers could use this tip. I'm someone who never throws things away without thinking how I could reuse it for my shaving needs. After finishing my deodorant container, I removed the push-up plug and label. I thoroughly cleaned the lid and tube. I had a small brush I purchased from Razor Rock, a big bruise, that I thought would fit inside perfectly. By twisting the brush slightly, I could insert it into the tube and secure it with the cap." Now, let me do that for you right now. Here's my Vikings Blade Dark Raven, because that's what I took this past weekend when I traveled out of town to go to my nephew's wedding. So all you're doing is just giving that knot a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a squeeze there to put it into the tube, just like that, okay? And there it is right there. And then you're securing it with the cap like that. Okay, the open end of the tube allows air to get in so the brush continue to dry. Look at that. Isn't that marvelous? Now I have a great travel brush holder storage container ready for use. It keeps the brush from banging around in the DOP kit. Isn't that marvelous? This is what I used when I went out of town last weekend, right here. This was fantastic. And of course, brushes this size work best. Your larger brushes aren't going to work, but if you have some of these smaller brushes, like this smaller brush right here, just put that in and look, isn't that marvelous? It fits so nicely. These brushes that are more along the lines of a travel size, also something you could use as a daily driver. These work very well in this kind of container. So let me just get this knot here. Let me give this one a little twist here also. Try to do that on camera. Okay, like that. Yeah, just get that in there like that. And then put the cap on there. And there you go. Isn't I just think that's absolutely brilliant. John, again, thank you for a great, great tip on traveling with a shaving brush, repurposing a deodorant container. Absolutely fantastic. And again, as I say, it really worked well with the Vikings Blade Dark Raven shave brush. I loved using this. This made a great lather. I had a great shave with it before the wedding. It was a wonderful synthetic shaving brush to use. And it just, and it has this weighted base here. Feels great in the hand. Has that extra weight. It just feels so great in the hand. And again, it just fits so nicely into this container. No problem at all putting it in there. And again, the knot fits in there nicely. And these synthetic brushes, as I say, you shake them. After you rinse them, you shake them out. They get anywhere from 85 to 95% dry. And just using this kind of container, they'll dry the rest of the way inside the DOP kit. And the air will circulate around them. Just an absolutely brilliant idea. So those are a few different ideas on how you can pack a shaving brush, Lionel, and I hope that helps. I know that the tip from John Meyer certainly helped me. He very kindly sent this along as an example so I could show it to viewers. I did show it in a previous Monday morning mailbag, and I ended up using it. And it was an absolutely wonderful way to travel with my shaving brush. Lionel, I sure hope that helps. Thanks again. And that wraps up another Monday morning mailbag. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Please share, please subscribe, please like. Hit that bell so it'll give you a yell the next time I upload a video. Comment below. Let me know. Check out all the wonderful artisan soap makers that you see displayed on the bottom of the screen. They make some wonderful shave soap. They offer some wonderful shave gear for your traditional wet shave. Please give them a look when you get a chance. I sure would appreciate it. Also, check out my Amazon product page at amazon.com/shop/MarkZerati, where you'll find all the products I review in this channel, organized and categorized so you can find everything in a snap very easily. I'll leave you with this laugh. We got a bonus cartoon puzzle this week. Double take. See if you can find the differences between the two cartoon images. Hey, if you need more time, just pause the video. Thanks so much for tuning in again. I really do appreciate it. Make it a great week.